Hello Access Branch Manager. Today we're going to be looking at how to do a purchase order and subsequently how to receive the order and how to build a purchase order. So to start with, as you can see, we are on the main dashboard screen. This should look very familiar as it is the same for all of you. So first of all, you're going to want to go to this shortcuts box here, then go down to purchase orders and click on it. The next page to appear is a list of all current open purchase orders, as you can see down here. But for the time being, we want to press New Transaction. This will create a new purchase order. Okay, this is the purchase order page. Basically, this is a form you have to fill out in order to send the purchase order off. So the first thing you need to do is find the supplier. And to do that, you go to this little supplier box over here, select this double pointing down arrow, then press this little list button. Now, what comes up is a list of all of our suppliers. You can search the list alphabetically by going to each of these different sections. For example, B to F, L to R, R to T. But in this case, you can also type into the search box the name of the vendor or supplier. So in this case, Trade Fair. You click his name. As you can see, it appears here. Now down here you have the date box, which is usually the date that the purchase order was listed on. So was issued on, should I say. So today is the 28th of the 9th, 2017. That's correct. And here's the received by. This is the date you would like to receive your order by. So in this case, I would like to receive it end of next month. So I would write 31st of the 10th, 2017. Yep. And then below here we have the memo section. So here you can just write a bit of information on the purchase order. So for example, this is a example for me. So I'd write, this is an example. Now below here is the classification area. Now here's basically where you select your department and location. So make sure that you have your department selected. By default, it should have it on yours. For example, we can see that mine's head office. Then you also need to select your location for the purchase order to come to. So I would select head office if I'm ordering it for myself. Down here, you'd also select who entered it. So in the entered by tab, I would press the two little arrows. I would press list. And then I would wait for it to load and select my name. Okay, so the next area we would look at is the items area. So make sure that in this dark blue box here that the item button is selected. Then make sure that this little black items button right here is selected. Okay, now in this little box down here, you choose the item that you would like to purchase in your purchase order. So simply go across the double arrows again, click them, then press list. Now it may take a second or two for the list to appear. It's because it's loading a fair few items. And as you can see, it's appeared. Okay, so say in this example, I would like to purchase some 1016.5s. So I would click on it, on the name. Then I would say down here, you have your vendor name, last purchase price, quantity. So quantity, I would probably set to 4, let's just say. Then you've got your unit price, amount, all the normal functions down here. Then I would press add, this little blue box here. Now this adds it to the purchase order. It's very important to press it, otherwise it won't save it. Okay, so after this is all done, just double check the billing address to make sure it's got your correct address to send the bill to. And then head back to items. Double check this one more time to ensure it's the right information. Then down here, you can also add another item. Say you want to purchase 2 items off Trade Fair. And it'll be the exact same process. Once again, you press list, but for this case, I'll just do 1. Okay, after you've verified the information here is all correct, you would press save. Okay, so you should have been brought back to this screen once you press save. So to go home, you just press this little home button up here. And this takes you back to your dashboard screen. Okay. So now let's say some time passes and the purchase order is accepted and it's time for us to receive the item. It arrives at our warehouse. So once this loads, I'll show you what to do. Okay, so you'd go back to this little purchase order button in this blue shortcuts box and click it. Then we would search for our purchase order on this list. So this little list down here. We can actually filter this list because in the future it might get a bit bulky and over complicated. So for example, if I wanted to filter by the status, I would select this little drop down arrow here and select only open cases because I know that my purchase order is still open. I would then wait for it to refresh. As you can see, the list has been shortened. So then I would go and look for my purchase order, which is down here, as we can see. And I would select the date next to it. As you can see, 20th of the 9th, 2017. It's been a bit slow right now. As you can see, it's brought us back to our purchase order. So it's quite simple what we'd do now. We'd press this little blue receive button, as you can see, if you want to receive the stock when it's come in. So I click it. Item received. Okay. So on this receiving page, right, we can do a few little things. So this will show the date that the item was received on. Make sure it matches the date that you're receiving the item on. You can write another memo. For example, this is a receiving example. I would then go down to this little items box, and let's say 4 out of 4 came in at once. So that's fine. Or maybe even 3 came in, or 2 came in, and that would allow us to partially receive it if we only put in a small amount. But for the time being, let's say the entire amount came in, so I'd say 4, and I would press save. Okay, this is the page it should be brought to. So what receiving does is it adds the inventory, or it adds the ordered stock into your inventory, so it becomes available for you to use in future sales. Okay, the next thing we need to do is create a bill for the purchase order. So once again, go back to the dashboard screen. And then once again, go to the shortcuts and press purchase orders. And then locate your purchase order. So here's mine. See, it displays pending bill as a status because it needs to be billed. So once again, press the date to go back into that purchase order. And then press this bill button up the top where my mouse cursor is. Okay, so here we add in the information that we've been invoiced. So for example, the date that the that the bill is due to be paid, a memo, for example, that you would prefer to be paid early, the amount that we owe them. Once again, you'd probably get this from the invoice. Then a reference number if needs be, and approve the bill. You should be able to do that yourself. You can set the status pending approval or approval. again, scrolling down, this side shows the item that the bill is related to. So then once you've evaluated all that information and checked that the billing address is the correct address again, you would go and press the blue Save button down the very bottom. And this bill is ready to be forwarded and paid.